Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear students, you are feeling hale and hearty. I hope so. And there is no need of smile slide here because you are already smiling, what I believe. So, students, you are listening to me quite clearly and you are watching me quite clearly. If it is so, then it's correct. If it is not so, please angle your devices and please adjust your volume. And you are seeing me quite clearly or not? You are seeing me or this man? This man is Pygmalion, and it's his magnum opus, his masterpiece statue, that is Galatea. Okay, that's the title of our play for today, that is Pygmalion by George Bernard Shaw, one of the most important playwrights in English literature, and it's his magnum opus, this drama. So we'll be reading this drama. Let's start and have some introduction of George Bernard Shaw as well. So this is the outline of our session. Introduction to George Bernard Shaw. What does the title Pygmalion mean? So we'll be discussing the title as well. So characters in the Pygmalion summary, and then Pygmalion effect, that's extra note about the drama. So it's the birth rate here, the birthday of George Bernard Shaw, July 26, 1856, death date you may see here, and occupation obviously, playwright or an author. So here's the photo. Some lines about George Bernard Shaw. He was born on July 26, as we have talked earlier, in Dublin, Ireland. In 1876, he moved to London, where he wrote regularly but struggled financially. That's the problem of every writer almost, or many of the writers. In 1895, he became a theatre critic for the Saturday Review, that's the name of magazine, and began writing plays of his own. His play, Pygmalion, was later made into a film twice, and the screenplay he wrote for the first version of it won an Oscar as well. During his lifetime, he wrote more than 60 plays and won many other awards, among them the Nobel Prize, the greatest one, obviously. So let's talk about the title first. What is Pygmalion, in fact? So the Roman poet Ovid relates that Pygmalion, a sculptor, makes an ivory statue. What is meant by ivory? Let's look at the dictionary. Look into the dictionary or not? You know already. Yes, the statue made up of the teeth of an elephant, his ideal of womanhood. So he makes his ideal woman in the shape of statue and then falls in love with his own creation, which he names Galatea. So the name of the sculptor, there's the first personification of that statue, that he names her as well, Galatea. The goddess Venus brings the statue to life in answer to his prayer and love. Let's have some animation for better understanding.
Pygmalion saw women waste their lives in a wretched shame, and pining for love which was not love at all, a pastime which society had so deeply planted through their female hearts, and so she lived in preference for many years unmarried. But while she was single, with consummate skill she carved a statue of snow-white ivory, and gave it exquisite beauty which no woman of the world was ever equalled. Pygmalion gazed, inflamed with love and admiration for the form and semblance of a woman she had carved. She lifts up both her hands to feel the work, and wonders if it can truly be ivory. But the statue was ivory, for the girl would never grasp Pygmalion's hand in loving return. She knows that she has fallen in love with her creation, a woman of ivory alone.
Just the explanatory note here that Pygmalion was a male, I think, and here we are seeing a female, so there's some alteration, but in real story it's a male, please remember.
Who would never take the breath. Yet still she brings her such presents as are surely prized by sweet girls, such as fragrant flowers in 1,000 tints. She writes notes as sweet as wine to her statue, love letters to she who will not love her in return. Yet she always writes, but her heart never ceases to break every time she recalls that the statue will not return her love. Yet the festival of Venus, known throughout all Cyprus, had now come, and Pygmalion came before the altar with an offering to be made, and although she feared the result, she prayed, "If it is true, O gods, that you can do all things, I pray to have as my wife my ivory statue made." And golden Venus heard. Pygmalion returned in the morn. She returned directly to her image made, and kissed her, and the ivory seemed to soften at the touch. She was alive. The maiden lifted up her timid eyes so she saw the light and sky above, as well as her rapt lover beside her, and at once the two lovers, the artist and her sculpture, were very happy, and with joy the goddess Venus graced the marriage she had willed.
So you see, dear students, that through love, non-living things can come to life, but you should not forget that love can make the living things dead as well. So that was all about the title, and let's have a glance on the characters. Lisa, the first character, the poor girl, the heroine of the Pygmalion, that is a poor girl who was thrown out by her parents as soon as she was old enough to make the living selling flowers on the street. Eliza Doolittle, the same girl as Eliza. Lisa is a nickname, but after training under the tutelage of Mr. Higgins, she is Eliza Doolittle now. The same person as Lisa, what she begins to be called when she acquires a gentle accent and set of manners under Higgins' tutelage. So Henry Higgins, who is the hero, or rather who is in fact not the hero, traditional hero, but a professor of phonetics who takes on Lisa as a pupil, as an experiment. There's another character, Colonel Pickering, an Englishman who has served in India and written in the field of linguistics. So he's professor of linguistics, Mr. Colonel Pickering. Mr. Higgins, Mrs. Higgins, not his wife, rather he is a wife-free man. There's no wife of Mr. Higgins. Henry's mother, who disapproved of his son's wild ways. So her son had wild ways, strange ways. Mrs. Pierce, Higgins' housekeeper, an extremely classy lady. Freddie, a poor, genteel young man who falls in love with Eliza. That's important about his character. And Clara, Freddie's sister. And Mrs. Eynsford Hill, where the play begins. There's from Eynsford Hill, Freddie's and Clara's mother. Mr. Doolittle, obviously Lisa's father. So let's come across with the drama. In Convent Garden, here we start the drama. In Convent Garden, the Eynsford Hills wait for a cab in the rain. So it's raining here, and they are waiting for a taxi. When Freddie goes to hail one, call one, he knocks Lisa's flowers out of her basket. There's the setting of the drama, first scene of the drama. She accepts money from Freddie's mother. Then Colonel Pickering. She accepts money over flowers that have been wasted. A bystander warns her that a man is writing down what she is saying. Whatever she was saying, a man was writing all that. And she confronts him. She faces him, saying that she has done nothing wrong. So she was afraid, scared that he might be writing about the abuses that she might have made there, but the man wasn't so at all. Higgins amazes the crowd by imitating her accent and guessing where they all come from. Pickering and Higgins meet and agree, because he is the professor of phonetics, he knows about the accent as well. So Higgins meet and agree to have dinner, and Higgins fills Lisa's basket with money before he leaves. Lisa leaves in a cab. So there's the setting of the drama, first scene of the drama. The next day, Lisa interrupts upon Pickering and Higgins in Higgins' home, because two professors meet at Higgins' home, and here she comes. Because she was curious about what she wants, English lessons. And Pickering bets, Professor Colonel Pickering bets that Higgins could not pass her off as a lady at the ambassador's ball in a month's time. Whether he would be able to change her accent or not, Mr. Higgins. So this is a challenge between two professors, Professor of Linguistics, Mr. Pickering, and Mr. Higgins. Mrs. Pierce takes Lisa away to bathe her, and dress her more appropriately. And Lisa's father arrives and demands some payment. So Lisa's father comes here because he thinks that my girl is with Higgins, and so he demands some money for her. He was such kind of person. You may arrive the conclusion what kind of person he might be. He was poor as well, so he always needs money. Higgins likes him and gives him £5, so he was happy. A few months later, Mrs. Higgins is writing letters at home when she is interrupted by her son, who shocks her by telling her that he is bringing a flower girl to his house. The Ainsford Hills arrive for a visit, and does Eliza with her newly elegant accent and manner. So her accent is going to be changed. So they all were very surprised that she is getting changed, transformed. Freddie is infatuated. So Freddie is feeling crazy about her. And he is almost lovesick right away. Eliza makes the mistakes of swearing and describing her aunt's alcoholism, and she is hustled away by Higgins, stopped by Higgins, because that wasn't a good fashion to have swear and like that. So some months later, at an ambassador's party, and which is not actually staged, is a resounding success. So here comes the success, and here comes the success of her tutor as well, because now she is a different person, because she can speak in a very elegant manner. Her accent has been changed under the tutelage of Mr. Higgins, the professor of phonetics, which causes so the wager is definitely won. The wager means the daily wage earner, means that the heroine of the play, she is the winner at the party, because no one recognized her that she belonged to such kind of state of life that is quite lower class, and her accent was different, but now her accent was quite changed, and no one was able to recognize her that she did not belong to that class. So it causes Eliza to be hurt. What causes Eliza to be hurt? Because Mr. Higgins and Pickering are now bored with the project, because now the experiment has been done and they are successful, and now what to do they don't know at all what to do now, which causes Eliza to be hurt. Now the party is over and they return home at midnight. Party is over, the success is there, everything is there, but now the next scene, and that's very strange one. At midnight at Higgins' house. So up till now they were treating her like an object. They were objectifying a woman. They were treating like an object of an experiment. So at midnight at Higgins' house, Eliza enters looking exhausted. Obviously she is tired because she struggled hard there at the party as well. Higgins ignores her, looking for his slippers. So Higgins started looking at his slippers. Where's my slippers? Where's my slippers? He might admire the lady because she behaved so well at the party, and he started to crow over her success at fooling everyone as his own. Eliza begins to look furious. She was angry. What is he doing? What the hell he is doing? When Higgins asks where is his slippers are, so he asks from Eliza. So what does she do? Oh my goodness, my head is spinning like this. What does she do? Eliza throws these slippers at his face, and that's the revolution. So you may look at the drama as feministic point of view as well, from feministic point of view. She explains that she does not know what to do with herself now that Higgins has transformed her. He suggests that she should marry, but marry to whom? To which she responds that she used to be something better than a prostitute when she sold flowers. She was good enough at that time, because now she is in between conditions. She cannot go there and she cannot live here as well. She throws the ring that he gave her into the fireplace. Once he might have given a ring to her as well in a love fit, but now it's over. And he loses his temper at her and leaves the room. She looks for the ring in the ashes. So Mrs. Higgins in her drawing room when her son comes and tells her that Eliza has run away. What happens? Doolittle is now middle class and hating every minute of it. So it's the proceeding in the drama. His mistress, no, the father of Doolittle, because he has got money from somewhere. So now he's going to marry. Mistress is forcing him to marry her. That afternoon, Eliza comes downstairs. She ran away to Mrs. Higgins' house because she isn't living, Mrs. Higgins, with Mr. Higgins, his son. So, and Higgins looked flabbergasted. He was quite stunned and shocked. Doolittle invites Pickering and Mrs. Higgins to the wedding, and they leave Eliza and Higgins alone to talk. But Eliza, that she does not want to be treated like a pair of slippers, and Freddie writes her love letters every day. So when she threatens to become a phonetics teacher herself and use Higgins' method, he says that he likes the new, stronger version of Eliza. He wants to live with her and Pickering as three bachelors. He didn't marry Mr. Higgins. He was 40, around about 40, because of some reasons, not some specific reasons. Mr. Higgins returns dressed for wedding, and she takes Eliza with her. Higgins asks her to run his errands for him, that you may live with me and do some daily jobs, including taking some cheese from bazaar or ham. But final goodbye, she says final goodbye to him, and she marries Freddie, and they are living a comfortable life. So that's extra note. What is Pygmalion effect? That's the story, but now the extra note. The Pygmalion effect, what is it? Is the phenomena whereby others' expectations of a target person affect the target person's performance.